I'm going to share with you how I have failed on my twin flame slash specific person journey. First, I want to also share why I call this journey a specific person and twin flame journey because until we are in the connection in the physical, we do not know who our twin flame is. I mean, on the physical, we do not know who they are. Now, the specific person journey is actually talking about the physical person, one person. It's not talking about the energetic connection that we tune into on the twin flame journey. So it's very important to understand this, that we need two things. One thing is to work with our attachment with this specific person, the specific physical form of that person, to let go of the attachment, and also work through whatever barriers we have and defensive protections we have against that person. And the second thing is to also anchor into the energetic and emotional inner simulation, to actually pull in, right, the relationship that is for us. Now let's go how I failed. I failed because at the beginning of my twin flame journey, when I understood I had a twin flame energetically, and this is just a few years ago, like actually not a few, maybe 5 years ago. So it was 5 years ago that I understood I had an energetic, emotional simulated connection that I had not yet met in the physical. So at the beginning of my journey, I did not know what attachment styles is, or trauma, or anything. And so for the longest time, I thought I was a chaser. I thought I was an anxiously attached, but I wasn't. And this was a big blind spot, because I wasn't aware of my avoidant side, how I would push my specific person, my twin flame, away subconsciously, and how I would shame that part of me that needed and wanted connection. And I wouldn't be, chasing on the physical. So I wouldn't be reaching out all the time. I wouldn't be calling all the time. I wouldn't be going on social media like everybody else says about the chaser. Yet I still was a chaser as well. And this is the nuanced information that a lot of the times people that are talking about this out there do not explain very well. So the chaser energy is not only when you're calling and texting and actually physically doing things. It's also when you are ruminating in thought alone about the specific person. And now, just because I identified as a chaser did not mean I was not also a runner. It has been, I have experienced in my twin flame connection times that my twin flame asked to meet and asked to go on vacation together, and I have said yes, but I've also said no. I said yes, and then I felt afraid, so I closed off energetically. And I've also said no to because I was defensive towards him, not being aware of it though. Most of the times, besides once that he pointed it out, that I'm defensive towards him. And again, I didn't know how to shift it, and because I wasn't identifying as an avoidant. I wasn't identifying as a runner. So because I wasn't identifying with it, I did not know that I was doing it, and I couldn't own responsibility of it. So they say usually don't identify with something. I would say learn how to do both, because the healing journey is about being able to identify, see ourselves through it, and then by feeling what feels dense, what feels like resistance, what feels like avoidance, right? Or an aversion. So we have an aversion and a resistance, right? When we feel through those experiences, allow to feel the identification with the problem, by feeling through it, that's how we let go. So yes, I was not able to identify as a runner, and therefore a runner I was, and it got me stuck in this pattern for a very long time, only to find myself healing my avoidant side lately. Another thing I did that actually did not allow me to integrate my shadow part is my people pleaser side, and I'm not going to say something you already know, I think, so just stay with me here. It came a lot from all this information that's out there that they say, you are one with your twin flame, or this other approach that's a toxic positivity approach, like always wanting to feel that you're already with your specific person, like live in the end, because if you don't live in the end, you are not going to be able to create this, you're not going to be able to actually emotionally get yourself to the vibration of the version of yourself that's experiencing this specific connection. So having that in mind, I really thought that I was supposed to avoid feeling anything negative and actually behave negatively to my specific person, my twin flame. This was a controlling defense mechanism that didn't allow me to actually genuinely and authentically feel what I feel, to actually heal through it, because feeling is healing. And so I was trying to control whatever anger I had towards my specific person, my twin flame, and I came across as inauthentic, just to be passive aggressive. So I would say things, and I even did this like just a while back, say things that were not 100% genuine, because I was expecting through my reaching out to get a specific outcome, but I was not aware of it because I had fooled myself. I thought that because I'm loving, I'm good, I'm safe, and therefore he's the bad guy. So since he's the bad guy, now he has to do the work. I have nothing to do. I don't have to do anything more. I've done everything. So playing the good girl, or the good, the awakened, or the mature, or the more loving person, was actually a trap, an emotional trap for me, to actually see that I am making him my shadow version. So what the twin flame person and every relationship we have is a projection of the shadow that we're not willing to integrate. So if I'm not wanting to be selfish, my specific person has to be very selfish and has to mirror that back to me. If I'm not willing to see where I am, unhealed, they have to show me how unhealed they are. And so what I want to say is that my people pleasing, fawning defense mechanism wanted to help me survive, because I wanted to always be a good girl to my father. That way I could assure I would get his unconditional attention, love, and presence, and that never worked anyway. It never worked for any man, for any connection with any man, and it didn't work with my twin flame. So to heal that, we would need to dare to be the opposite, selfish, right? So homeostasis, the balancing of the energies, is actually to want to also visit the other polarity, to see how we can be, instead of only selfless, identify ourselves as only selfless, to also identify as selfish, and see how that also feels, and integrate both of these polarities. And because this is a long video, I still want to tell you about a course that has helped me heal my wounds and create a more loving relationship with myself and others. My relationships with everybody has changed, including myself. And I'm able to now put boundaries when I was never able to. I'm able to identify what I need, what I want, what I don't want, what I feel, express it more vulnerably, because all these traumas, they block the connection that we're wanting to have with another person, but they're also blocking the connection that we're having with ourselves. And the only person we could start with is ourselves. So this course is actually going to get you to step number 1. You're going to start shifting the relationship with yourself, and you're going to see this mirrored through all your relationships with all other people. And that version of yourself is able to allow love in, including your specific person. And for my specific struggle right now, it is, let me think. I have to be honest, I'm actually working on my specific struggle right now, and I don't find it that it's a struggle. This is really weird. I wasn't planning on saying this at the beginning of the video, but now I'm understanding that what I'm finding that is the next bottleneck, the next blind spot I'm working on right now. And so if you're interested in wanting to know what it is, let me know. I'll share it in the next video.